dear, do you know in the world today, everyone is a consumer, and as consumers, we all have the right to be heard.
In Nigeria today, as a consumer, you have all right to product information, right to fair pricing, right to return goods, right to product labeling, right to fair dealings, and a lot more.
Well then, have you heard about the new media channel?
ConsumerHallaTV.
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 At ConsumerHallaTV, our goal is to inform and educate of consumers through well-researched, specialized, and analytical content.
Our vision at ConsumerHallaTV is to create an engaging platform that provides right connections for meaningful brands in Nigeria, thus creating a more caring world for consumers where business thrive.
And guess what? Our Consumer Hala brand is the first consumer complaint resolution portal in Nigeria, powered by a 72-hour feedback mechanism. We offer consumer advocacy, informative talk shows, branding promotions, advertising, and lots more. Connect with us via our YouTube channel at ConsumerHallaTV. Follow us on our Facebook page, ConsumerHallaTV, our Instagram page, ConsumerHallaTV, and do also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscription is free. ConsumerHallaTV. At ConsumerHallaTV, you deserve to be heard.
At ConsumerHallaTV, you deserve to be heard.
Alright, my name is Peters and I am a product manager. So this is a very innovative idea, and first off, everybody is a consumer, and so this is the voice of the consumer, and this is the voice that is going to be heard. For the first time, the consumers in this country are going to be able to express their ideas and to get to know your rights, to know what belongs to you. And it's going to change a lot of branding. It's going to change a lot of things, because everybody knows that we're not just getting things out for the consumers. The consumers have a right to accept. You know, as they say, the customer is always right. So the customer is the consumer, and the consumer is always right. So, you know, when there is control, when there is feedback, there is bound to be change. So so I said, I'm a product manager. When you develop products, sometimes you believe you know what the users want, and through different kinds of surveys. But when the users actually get the product, they can tell you their mind, how the product is, their feeling about the product. So it's good to definitely change how products are being designed, how services are being given to people, because you can get a feedback, and that feedback can make or mar a company, you know, and everybody wants to have good feedback. So it's definitely going to change the behavior of people that make products. One very good thing is information. Information is power. So the consumer is going to get way more powerful. The voice of the consumer will be heard, the opinions of the consumers will be heard, and that opinion will shape how products and services will be made in this country going forward. Be on the lookout. You are now in charge. Several things coming your way through this station. I'm very excited about it. The things he's already brought out, and there will be many more things. But the bottom line, the consumer is now in the driver's seat. So ConsumerHallaTV, thank you for this innovative work. You're going to keep evolving, and just follow the consumers. The consumers will lead you to what they want, and that's how it's supposed to be, always. They're going to have different types of consumers, and they're going to pander to the different needs. But you are going to be making consumers very, very powerful. So, thumbs up. Keep up the good work. My name is Peters. Thank you very much.
Confidence all day, every day. But which roll-on truly makes you fresh and dry? I am Elizabeth Abefe, and I'm live here at Ikeja, Lagos. You're welcome to Consumer Voice on ConsumerHallaTV, where consumers genuinely share with us their preferences. And today we are putting roll-on to the test. Which one reigns supreme effectiveness, comfort, and overall satisfaction? Let's go find out whose voice wins.
How are you doing?
Fine. What's your name?
My name is L. Kennedy Victor. I am a social change advocate.
Okay. Which of the roll-on brands do you use, and why do you prefer it?
Okay, I use Nivea. I prefer it because I've never seen a replace for it. And secondly, it is very oiled. You know, it doesn't fade easily. It also fights heat and odors.
So for how long have you been using this Nivea roll-on?
I've been using it for the past 15 years. Yeah.
15 years?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you rate the effectiveness?
Okay, the effectiveness, just because I've not used any other one. So I will rate it for just 90% effectiveness.
Okay. So what do you look out for when purchasing this Nivea? Some people will say because it lasts longer. Some will say I check the ingredients and all of that. What do you look out for when you were first introduced to this Nivea?
Okay, when I was first introduced, it was from a friend who said that it's good. The cream is good for the skin, as a black skin or dark skin that I am. So by Foxley, I bought the cream. So the process, I observed that they have roll-on also. So I have to click to the roll-on and also the cream. Only just that they now take their prices up, and I don't like that, and I condemn that totally. So they should consider us also.
Okay, so any comment to give to them?
Well, I applaud them because for the past 15 years I've been using the cream and also the roll-on. They maintain a certain level of standard. So they have not gone down from the standard. They only go up. And secondly, I want them to do something for us, again, consumers, that when the product is going down, it loses its sharpness. Sharpness, I mean here is that it will not be as it was at the beginning, but the smell remains the same. The smell remains the same. So I want them to look at when the thing is going down. So they should make sure that as it was in the beginning, so shall it be at the end.
Thank you very much, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
What is your name?
My name is Boichimi.
Okay, which of the roll-on brand do you make use of, and why do you prefer it?
Okay, I use Nivea.
Is there a reason why you prefer using
Nivea? It smells nice, and it gives you a nice fragrance, and it dries on time. It doesn't when you sweat, it doesn't give one kind of smell like that. Like it makes you feel confident on yourself.
For how long have you been using Nivea?
I've been using Nivea for like 3 years now.
3 years. Okay, what do you look out for? How will you rate the effectiveness of Nivea?
Like the effectiveness.
Yes. How will you rate?
I use the cream, the body lotion. The body lotion is very nice to make your skin to sparkle, like to give you your normal color.
Okay.
And I just love using Nivea because that's what I like to use.
Okay, so what do you look out for when purchasing this Nivea before you were introduced to it? Do you look out for how long it lasts on your skin, or the ingredients? What do you look out for?
Okay, me, I don't really look out for how long. I look out for how well, how it's what it can offer. And since when I've been using it, it has been giving me like the result I need.
So have you noticed any skin irritation ever since you've started using it?
No, I haven't.
Have you tried any other roll-on brand?
No.
Okay.
Yes, since when I started using Nivea, it has been the best for me, and it's my choice. It's the best choice.
Okay.
For me. It's an A1. Yeah.
Okay, that's why I asked you to rate it. How well will you rate Nivea?
Okay, 100. Okay, 100/10.
100/10 minus nothing.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Do you have any words of comment? Do you have any comment for them?
Okay, I would love to say, keep doing what you're doing. Like keep pushing the brand, and just make, like, keep giving us Nivea, because Nivea is Nivea is a very good brand. Just keep doing, like, keep pushing the product. Yeah, that's what I can say.
Thank you.
I don't really have much to say.
Thank you very much, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
What is your name?
Damilola.
Okay, which of the roll-on brand do you make use of?
Rexona.
Is there a reason why you prefer Rexona?
I love it because of the antiperspirant, and it's very, very nice because it gives me this dry armpits all day.
Okay. So, have you tried other brands before?
Yes, I was using Nivea before. It's also nice, but I just prefer Rexona.
Okay. What do you look out for when purchasing roll-on?
I actually look at the antiperspirant thing, the ingredients in it, because I love it when my armpit is all dry throughout the day. I don't want sweaty armpits. I don't want anything staining my clothes, and I don't want anything staining my drip.
Okay. In terms of effectiveness, how will you rate this Rexona?
1,000,000/10. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When purchasing roll-on, do you look at the price or what it has to offer?
I look at what it has to offer. I use both the body spray and the roll-on. The roll-on is, I think, 2,000 naira, and the body spray is around 4,000 naira. So I use both. I don't care about the price. All it has to give to me is what I'm bothered about.
Okay. Okay. So, what comment do you have to give to Rexona?
They are doing a great job considering the price, and they are doing well. And I would love everybody to start using Rexona.
Okay. So, in terms of, a lot of people are always complaining when they use any roll-on, it gives them skin irritation. Have you experienced any?
No, but I just feel when you shave, you give your armpits a little time, like 24 to 48 hours before applying anything on it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
What is your name?
Williams.
Okay, which of the roll-on brand do you make use of, and why do you prefer using it?
Okay, Nivea Clay.
For how long have you been using it?
Well, on and off, couple of years.
Have you tried other roll-on brands
Yeah, others. Yeah.
like?
Rexona, I've done Rexona. Those are the ones I can remember for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what do you look out for when purchasing roll-on?
Okay. Other than the refreshing scent it brings, I have to go for something that doesn't itch, I don't react to, and what's clear, that doesn't stain my clothes. Yeah. So those two are the most important stuff to look out
Okay.
for.
In terms of effectiveness, how well will you rate them?
Well, Nivea doesn't disappoint, so usually an 8.
Okay.
Yeah. But Rexona, they're about the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in terms of price versus what they give, like the comfort and everything, the product, what do you look out for?
Okay, for real, I don't actually really know their prices. I won't lie, so I can't really tell.
So,
But
how do you get them if you don't look at that? Okay, you don't look out
for the prices, yeah. So off the shelf, I just pick them, and
Okay.
yeah, they can be really expensive, sure. So just get them that way.
So, have you noticed, ever since you've been using this your particular roll-on, have you noticed any skin irritation?
Okay, yeah. So why I chose Nivea Clear was because I don't react to it. The one I was using before, I usually react to it. So when I discovered that Clear was fine, I went for Clear. I just stuck to it.
So, do you remember the one that?
There's this particular one that has this there's whitish stuff here. So I can't remember the name, but that one.
Okay.
Yeah, but the Nivea Clear is clear, like the name is clear, so it's just fine. Yeah.
So, do you have any comments for them?
For Nivea?
Yeah.
No comments. Just keep using it.
Okay.
So,
What about all that roll-on? What do you have to say to them?
keep doing better. We'll come for you.
Thank you very much, sir. morning, ma.
Good morning.
What is your name?
My name is Faith.
Okay, which of the roll-on brand do you use and why do you prefer using it?
I use Nivea, and I don't know, I've been using it over the years. So,
Have you tried other brands of roll-on before?
yes, I tried one like that, Cool Breeze or thing.
So why do you switch from Cool Breeze to Nivea?
I've been using Nivea, so I just decided to try out that Cool Breeze, and it was nice though. But I still went back to Nivea because that's what I'm used to.
Okay, so what do you look out for when purchasing roll-on? Some people say because it lasts longer. Some will say the ingredients. What do you look out for exactly?
You know that Nivea is a big brand, so I feel is a good product, and that's why it lasts longer, the fragrance lasts longer, and it doesn't stain my dress, so that's why I go for Nivea.
Okay, now what do you look out for in terms of price and performance, and what the roll-on performs? What do you look out for?
Although the roll-on is becoming expensive, in this our
Economy.
yes, it's becoming more expensive, but what are we going to do? There's no how we'll still strive to buy it.
Okay, in terms of expensive, what do you have to say to Nivea roll-on concerning that?
Okay, I would say they should consider us and reduce their price so that others that love to use Nivea products can as well buy.
Okay, have you experienced any type of skin irritation on any roll-on product?
No.
Okay. Any word of comments? Do you have to?
I just like Nivea, and their brand is okay. I think my family, they are using the body lotion as well, but me, I'm not using it.
Thank you very much. Good morning, sis.
Good morning.
What is your name?
Boluwatife.
Okay, which of the roll-on brand do you make use of?
Rexona.
Why do you prefer Rexona?
Because of it has a long-lasting smell, 24 hours.
Okay.
That's why I use it, and they have a very, very, very nice smell.
Okay. Have you tried other roll-on brand before?
Yeah, I used Nivea at a point, but I wasn't really having it anymore, so I decided to go for Rexona.
Okay. Okay. So, what do you look out for when purchasing roll-on? You already said you look at
The smell, how long it lasts, and if I don't have reactions afterwards. Yeah.
So, have you experienced any roll-on brands that give you reactions?
Yes, Nivea. I actually experienced one. I had bumps in my armpit and I just stopped. So it might not be their brand, it might just be my body. Yeah.
Okay. So, in terms of price versus what the roll-on has to offer, what do you look out for?
Quality, majorly quality, regardless of the price. As long as they are giving you quality, I feel like you shouldn't bother.
So, how affordable is your roll-on?
Yeah, it's very affordable actually. It's very affordable.
Okay. Any comments? Any comment for your roll-on brand?
It's a very nice brand. They should continue what they are doing now. They could improve more in the container they use and the content. That's all.
Thank you very much. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
What is your name?
My name is Albert.
Okay, which of the roll-on brand do you make use of and why do you prefer using it?
I use a Nivea. So Nivea is very good and it lasts for 72 hours. So it's very good. I've used it now a very long time.
Okay, so before you started using Nivea, which of the other roll-on brand have you tried using?
I try a deep or how? It's deep.
Okay.
So I try it.
So why did you move from that to Nivea?
Because the Nivea it lasts more than the deep. So it's very good, smell nice. So that is why I use it.
Okay, so some people are always complaining that whenever they use a particular roll-on, they have irritation on their skin, like maybe boils and all of that. Have you ever?
No. For Nivea, I didn't have that kind of things. It's very good. And I even tell my friend to be using it also. So it's very good. So not too
So what do you look out for when buying roll-on? What do you look out for? Is it like because of how much longer it stays? Is it because of the ingredients? What exactly do you look out for?
It's because it's very nice and it's very affordable to buy. So so something that is good, you need to buy it and I appreciate. You understand? So it's very good for my own. That is why I invite so many people to buy it. I always tell my friend to buy it. It's very good for Nivea.
Okay. So how effective is Nivea on your skin when you make use of it? Does it make you fresh? Does it keep you dry? How effective is it?
You keep me dry one and you keep me smell nice and it's very good. That is why I like to buy it.
So if you have to comment them or give them a word right now, what would that be? What will you say to them?
I will say Nivea is very good now. Then to do more Nivea come outside or how. So it's very good, Sha. It's very good.
Okay, so when getting Nivea in the market now, do you consider, you've already said it that because it's affordable.
Yeah.
So do you consider the price and all or the what it has to give, what it has to offer? What do you look out for? Or you consider both the price and what it gives? What do you look out for?
I consider both the price and what do you say, like the way it work, the way it make me dry, make me smell nice. So that is all.
Thank you very much, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
What is your name?
My name is Honorable Oscar Njoko.
Okay, do you use deodorant? Do you use roll-on?
Yes.
So which of the brand do you use and why do you prefer using it?
I like Nivea.
Why do you like using
I
it?
like the smell and how it protects me from body odor.
So for how long have you been using this Nivea?
Since I'm about 12 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, have you tried other brand of roll-on before?
No, because that one mastered me because my father lived abroad. So he always sent it to me when I was small.
Okay, so how effective is this roll-on? How does it make your body dry and fresh?
It makes me okay. I look okay with it.
So have you ever using this roll-on now? Have you have any skin irritation ever using this roll-on?
Not really. Not really.
So how does price versus what the roll-on has to offer? What do you look out for when buying roll-on?
I don't look out on anything because I can afford it.
Okay, now when you want to get roll-on, what do you look out for? Is it the ingredients or what it has to offer or how long it performs on the body?
The ingredient is the most important thing.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you have one comment to give Nivea roll-on right now, what would that be?
This roll-on is good. It's good for your body and other things. It keep you fresh every day.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Good morning.
Morning.
What is your name?
Teresa.
Okay, do you use roll-on?
Yeah.
Okay, which of the roll-on brand do you make use of?
Nivea and Rexona.
Okay, for how long have you been using Nivea and Rexona?
I've been using Nivea since, I don't know, for like 5 to 6 years now.
Wow. So have you tried other brands of roll-on before?
Yes.
Like?
I can't remember recall this one. It's like something, Harmony, something, I don't know.
Okay, so why did you switch from that to Rexona and Nivea?
It was kind of like irritating my armpit.
Okay, so what do you look out for when purchasing roll-on? What do you look out for? Some will say based on the ingredient, they look out for what it has to offer or how long it can last on the skin. What do you look out for?
Me, really, I don't know, because the Nivea ones that I've been using so far, they've been good on me, like under me. They've never like irritated me before. I don't know.
So have you had any skin irritation ever since you've been using this product?
Not really. And I also love Rexona.
Okay. So if you have any word of comment for them right now, what would that be?
I don't know. Keep it up.
Okay. In terms of price and versus what it has to offer, what do you look out for? Do you look at the price or do you look at because people are using it, it's popular? What do you look out for when trying to get something?
Okay, Rexona is popular and even Nivea too. And Nivea is cheap than Rexona.
Okay. So what do you look out for? Both?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good morning, ma.
Good morning.
What is your name?
My name is Bukola.
Okay, do you use roll-on?
Yes, I do.
Which of the roll-on brand do you use and why do you prefer it?
I use Nivea, and that's because it's very comfortable. Unlike other roll-ons I've tried, they've been very harsh on my skin, but Nivea has been really good.
Okay, so now what do you look out for when purchasing roll-on? What do you look out for?
I look out for number one, the brand name, because back then I used to use any kind of brand I come across, and I realized that most of them doesn't match with my skin. And I look out for actually Nivea and other brands. No, I don't really try other brands like that, but majorly Nivea. Yeah.
So how effective is this Nivea?
It's very effective and it's very comfortable. Yeah, because my skin is very sensitive, so it's very comfortable.
So talking about sensitive skin now, ever since you've been using those other brands that have been giving that's been irritated on your skin, how do you feel? What do you do about it?
I just leave it to heal, then before I can go back to using it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so who introduced this Nivea to you?
It was through adverts. Yeah, it was through TV adverts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now what do you look out for when purchasing this Nivea? Is it the price or what it has to give?
Both the price and what it has to give. Because if it goes beyond my budget, I don't think I would want to purchase it, even though it's one of the best.
So how affordable is it?
So far, it's very affordable.
So any word of comment to give to them?
They should continue the good work and they should keep up with the quantity over quality. No, they should keep up with the quality over quantity. Yeah.
What about other brands? What do you have to say to them?
They should look more into their products and see reasons why people complain about the harshness of the brand. Yeah. And they should work on it.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma. Good morning.
Good morning.
What is your name?
My name is Esther.
Okay, which of the roll-on brand do you make use of and why do you prefer it?
Nivea, I love it. The one for female, I love it. I love the scent and it do last for body.
Have you tried other body roll-on before? Other brands?
Yeah, I tried Riggs before, but I didn't use it for a long, so I later changed it to Nivea.
Why? Why do you change it? Why didn't you like it?
Because like that one doesn't last. It doesn't last like Nivea, and I love the Nivea, the one for female.
So what do you look out for when you want to buy roll-on now? What do you look out for? I know you've already said it that you look out for how it lasts longer. So what other things do you look out for?
Apart from that, like maybe it lasts. I also look like the scent.
Okay.
So like the aroma. I also like a Nivea that has aroma, because there's some Nivea that has aroma like Pave.
So ever since you started using this Nivea now, have you had any skin irritation before?
No.
What about the Riggs? Do you experience any skin irritation?
The Riggs, when I was using it, I do have like what
is it boil?
Like boil, yeah, like boil.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now, in terms of the price, how affordable is Nivea?
I don't know.
Okay. Do you have any comment to give Nivea?
Yeah, I love Nivea. It's nice. Okay. I love like the aroma lasts in the body.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Morning to you also.
What is your name?
I'm Excellence.
Okay, which of the roll-on brand do you make use of and why do you prefer it?
Spa, because it is affordable, it is cheap. I'm a student, so that's what I can afford.
Okay, so have you tried other brands before?
Yes, I've tried Rexona before.
Oh, so why do you move from Rexona to Spark?
I didn't actually buy the Rexona with my money. Yes.
Okay, so what do you look out for when purchasing roll-on? What do you look out for? Some people will say because of how long it lasts. Some would say because of the ingredients and performance it has to give. What do you look out for?
How long it lasts. That's what I look out for whenever I want to get the roll-on.
Okay. So ever since you've started using Spark, have you experienced any skin irritation or anything? So have you have any roll-on brand that have given you any irritation on the skin using it?
No.
In terms of price and the performance of the roll-on, what do you look out for?
Okay. Something that is affordable and that lasts longer.
That means you look at both.
Yes.
Okay. So what do you have any comment to give to Spark?
Spa roll-on is budget friendly.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
What is your name?
Israel.
Okay, which of the roll-on brand do you make use of and why do you prefer it?
Nivea, just like smells nice and it's durable.
Okay, for how long have you been using Nivea?
Oh, like 3 years, 4 years.
Have you tried other roll-on brands before?
Yeah, Romano.
Oh, so why do you switch from Romano to Nivea?
No, I used Romano during the span of time I used Nivea. So
Okay, you use both together.
no, actually, I looked for Nivea, but I didn't like. It was not available, so I just tried to get the next one.
So when you tried Romano, how effective was it?
It was nice. It was also durable.
Okay. So what do you look out for when purchasing roll-on? Is it because of the performance, how long it stays, or the ingredients? What do you look out for majorly when purchasing roll-on?
Yeah. First of all, most importantly, is how it smells. How it smells. That's one. Then, like the duration, how durable it is. You know, some they ride like 24 hours and then it never leave the house with you, and then and again, like I really look at what people say about it. You know, there was this rumor a time that Nivea used to give like skin irritation. Although I didn't feel any like skin irritation with Nivea, so those are things I look out for.
Yeah, I was going to ask that do you have any skin irritation using it?
No.
Okay, so in terms of price versus performance, what do you look out for?
Price versus performance.
When purchasing this your roll-on, what do you look out for? Is it because it's cheap or it's expensive or what it gives? What do you look out for?
No, like there are some roll-ons. They are cheap and they are not like effective. There are some expensive and not also effective. So I think a little bit of both.
Okay, so what do you look out for then?
The price and the effectiveness. You're doing great. That's the best you'll get from anyway.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Do have a lovely day. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
What is your name?
My name is Paul Irene.
Okay, which of the roll-on brand do you prefer using and why do you like using it?
It's Nivea, and why I like using it, it's less, it causes less skin irritation, and it's just good. It smells nice.
Okay, for how long have you been using this Nivea?
A very long time now. Like I can't remember when.
So have you tried other brands of roll-on before?
No.
Okay, so in terms of effectiveness for the skin, how does it work?
Yeah, it works as I said earlier. Like it doesn't cause skin itching and all this hotness. It's just cool and it's nice.
So in terms of price versus what the brand can offer, the roll-on, the Nivea can offer, what do you look out for? Some people will be like, oh, I go for it because it's a popular brand. I go for it because it's cheap. What when purchasing roll-on?
So it's because of the quality, not because of the price. There are other cheap roll-ons out there now, but Nivea does it. They give you what you pay for, so that does it.
So what comment? Do you have any comment for Nivea?
Just keep doing what they're doing. It's cool.
So how affordable is Nivea?
I think it's like 2,000. Like 2,000 is okay. Even if it's 2,500, it's still okay.
Okay, as far as you're seeing the work, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's cool.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. From effectiveness to comfort, we've all had the voice of our consumers and their choice of preference on roll-on. As we all know, consumer voice really matters and their choice reflects what's best for them. But today, on today's episode, Nivea won the heart of the consumers, mainly because of what Nivea has to offer and what it has to give to them. We are not here to criticize any other brand, but consumer voice matters. Thank you for watching ConsumerHallaTV on today's edition of Consumer Voice. I am Elizabeth Abefe.
generation that will inform, educate, sensitize the audience, So that's ConsumerHallaTV. So I call it an offshoot of our ConsumerHalla brand. ConsumerHalla brand actually was the first we call it the first complaint or consumer complaint resolution portal. When we started it about 10 years ago or about 7 years ago, it became the first complaint resolution portal. We created it so that Nigerians can actually lodge complaint on that portal. We spent a lot of resources to build a very robust platform where today, if you have any complaint, about any brand, any leading brands in Nigeria, and you go on that platform, you can actually click, just a click, you can find the brand, you can actually lodge your complaint, and once you submit it, that complaint will be routed to that organization, and within 72 hours, we will obtain feedback for you. We build it in such a way that we have connection to almost all the organizations, and it's been working. We've resolved several complaints for people without having to charge them any penny, because the idea is not to charge. So what we have done with ConsumerHallaTV is to take it to the next level. So we hope to change the narrative. We want to give the right direction. Nigeria has the largest consumer market in the world, with a population of over 220 million people. Why should we be the one that is suffering the most? Everywhere you turn to, it's as though Nigerian consumers don't have a voice. You're traveling, you buy a ticket. For whatever reason, an airline will wake up middle of the night, delay the flight for whatever reason, and then you'll be waiting at the airport for hours. You'll be there for 2 hours, 3 hours, no any explanation. Then while you're there, they can even wake up and say, oh, flight has been cancelled. So everybody carry their luggage and go home. Nothing happened. Of course, things are changing. We must commend government because government is beginning to wake up, but there's still a lot to be done. And we believe that we can help to make, bring about those right changes. So we offer deliberately, part of what we do is that we also offer advocacy, all right? We're not just an advocacy organization, but we offer advocacy. We have a legal team, we have lawyers that are registered on our platform, all right, that can also take up cases, okay? So, and we've taken up many cases like that, and won those cases. So, ConsumerHalla is a platform to help consumers to, we're not fighting brands, but rather we say we're bringing about an amicable, resolution of conflict, such that it will be beneficial to the consumers and also be beneficial to the brand. I remember the word of Jeff Bezos. Bezos is the founder of Amazon. He said that the most important single thing, all right, for an organization is to focus obsessively, use the word obsessively, on the customer. We often say that customers is a king. They should sit at the top of the ladder. In our environment, customers are the ladder. A brand wakes up today, decide what product to produce. They wake up today, decide how much the consumer should pay. They wake up to decide everything for consumers. So consumers are just at the receiving end, and yet they are milking the consumers. There's no price regulation in this country, none. People just wake up and fix prices. Look at power. Government wakes up, we change policy, we wake up and we get people to pay more. We think it's time for consumers to begin to speak out. In speaking out, in engaging, we can get the brand to begin to do what is right. And of course, I know that the consumers themselves need to be educated. So our role, our vision also is to ensure that we educate consumers, we bring awareness. A lot of Nigerian consumers don't even know about their rights. You buy a product from a supermarket. I've had this experience. You buy a product from a supermarket, all right? For whatever reason, you take that product back to your house, and maybe something went wrong somewhere. By the time you take that product back to the shop where you bought it from, and you say, "Oga, this thing," you know what's going to tell you? "Oga, na me make am. Na me make am now. That's why I buy am." Meaning that there's nothing I can do to the product. So you lose the product, then you lose your money, because the money is not refunded. The product you can't use. Only in Nigeria. Only in Nigeria. Let me give you another experience I had. In the course of this, because I did a lot of, I went around, in doing this. I was in US, I was in UK, I was in South Africa, I was in Germany, just because of this, to just study the environment. I was in a friend's house in UK, in London, and then what happened? We were going to go out, and he was going to dress up. So he said, "Oh," to me, I was seated in his sitting room. So he said, "Oh, wait a minute, I picked up an iron, that's the pressing iron, 2 days ago or so from a store. Oh, let me try this, let me just stand, use that to iron my shirt and we can go out." So I was seated, the TV was on, I was watching. While I watched him, he brought out the pressing board, spread it out, brought the iron out in my presence, plugged in the iron, and then as soon as he switched on the power button, we just had a spark. Boom! The guy was raged. Then he goes, What just happened?" So he said, No, these guys are in trouble, they're in soup. I was thinking, what are you going to do? I was trying to compare that experience to what would have happened in Nigeria. In my presence there, he opened the pack. There was a card inside it. Inside that card was a call, number to call. And they called the shop or wherever he got the thing from. I was hearing the conversation that was going on. And all he said to them on the phone was, "Look, by the time he even called, clearly because they already, through the call, they could trace where he was calling from and who was calling. He said, "Yeah, I picked up this number, I picked up this iron yesterday, and guess what? I just plugged it to power, and then the thing just, stopped, didn't work." At the other hand, I could hear the voice, "Oh, we're so sorry. We're sorry about that." And they said, "This is your address." "Yeah. Don't worry, we'll get you a replacement." All right. So my friend handed the call and dropped the. So I said, "So what's going to happen?" He said, "Don't worry yourself now. Shebi, we're here. They will bring a replacement." I said, "They will bring a replacement." He said, "Yes." I said, "They won't even try to check whether it was your fault, because it could have been your fault. Maybe you didn't do something well about the first." "No, it can't be his fault. Shebi, it's a brand new item that he bought." While we were still talking, in fact, I'm not even sure it was up to 30 minutes or so, we had a knock on the door. He himself said he must be the dispatch person. By the time he opened the door, it was a dispatch man that was on the other side. And then the dispatch man was at the door. Just watch this. Was at the door. I was seated in the sitting room. The guy was at the door to meet with the dispatch guy. The dispatch man that brought the replacement iron, I heard him say, "We're so sorry." So I was so shocked. I mean, a dispatch man, this guy is a dispatch, so also apologize. I was so touched by that. Even a dispatch man was so trained, to tell the guy, "We are so sorry." And guess what? He brought the replacement iron. By the time my guy opened the iron, it was a bigger size iron. So they replaced with a bigger size iron. The guy never asked for the one that went back. He didn't say, "Oga, where is the other one that we gave to you," so that he could take it back. No, he just bought a new one and gave it back. So I asked my friend, I said, "Can you interpret this to me?" He said, "Here in London, if they didn't do this, they know the next thing I will do." So I'm just going to grab a lawyer and I'm going to tell them they've destroyed something in my house. By the time I'm done, they will pay through their nose. Because the consumers are conscious of their rights. In Nigerian consumers, even those who are aware, won't even take the battle up. Everybody just go, what can we do now? Today they wake up and ban this. What can we do now? So we're going to change the narrative. We have to stand up. So the vision of ConsumerHallaTV is really to create an engagement platform that constantly mirrors the minds of consumers and provides right connections for meaningful brands in Nigeria. Thus, we believe, will be forming part of that our overall vision, of creating a more caring world of consumers where businesses thrive. Please. So, I think that we'll make our impact. We ask you to join us on this journey. ConsumerHallaTV will drive engagement. It will also be there to help to promote brands that are doing what is right. So we're not out to criticize any brand. Rather, we have to complement what the brands are doing, because there is no organization that or a business that was set up to fail. Nobody set up a business to fail. So there are just gaps that needs to be fixed. So together we can fix things, and together we believe that we will create the right story for consumers in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Good morning and welcome to Consumer Watchdog on ConsumerHallaTV. I am Iri Ayomikunle AK. Consumer Watchdog is where we advocate for consumer protection and consumer interest. And on the program this beautiful Tuesday morning, we will be centering our topic on fair pricing in Nigeria. And one of the complex issues the Nigerian consumers contend with at the moment is fair pricing of goods, services. And talking about fair pricing in the Nigerian market is a long-standing, pressing concern and complex issues with the government and regulatory bodies working to ensure that the consumers are protected from exploitation. The government attempted to regulate prices as far back as 1977, when the government, through the Price Control Act of 1977, aimed to prevent exploitation of consumers by capping prices and ensuring fair compensation for labor. However, the effectiveness of this act in achieving fair pricing is debatable. Some of these critical challenges facing fair pricing in Nigeria include high inflation, inconsistent government policies, a lack of robust regulatory frameworks, informal sector challenges, and vulnerability to price control measures and price gouging and equality, and also the market volatility and infrastructural deficiencies. All these factors certainly contribute to price volatility, the market distortions, and difficulties for both businesses and consumer. And taking it back in 2019, the government established the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, and it is expected to play a crucial role in promoting fair competition and consumer protection in Nigeria. Meanwhile, the FCCPC has a multi-faceted role focused on promoting fair competition and also to protect consumer rights. In its core functions, which include regulating markets to prevent anti-competitive practice and also to ensure access to safe product and resolving consumer complaints. The FCCPC also aim to educate businesses and consumers about their respective rights and obligations as well. In today's edition of our Consumer Watchdog, we'll be examining some of these critical issues and now the role of the FCCPC in attaining this odious tax for over 220 million consumers. Now on the program this beautiful morning, we have a woman of valor, a woman of honor. She's a combination of beauty and brain, I must tell you. We have Mrs. Oluwatoyin Okeni, and the principal counsel of Okeni Chambers at Adeni Ikeja, who has spent almost 2 decades when it comes to practicing law. It's a beautiful morning to you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me here, especially on this topic.
Okay. You know, before we came in on this program, we're engaging ourselves. I can see that you're well prepared for this program, and I can't wait for us to start it up right now.
Then let's go.
Okay, and I must compliment you. You look beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Before we start on the content of today's program, you being a woman, how has it been? You know, a married woman for that matter, combining, you know. Because what we hear about your firm and the law industry is quite tedious, you know, it's quite, you know, stressful and all. It requires you being on your feet and all. So how are you able as a woman to combine all these tasks together, you know, with you?
I usually get these questions even from colleagues. That's the funny part of it. Even from male lawyers. How do you balance the whole thing? I think it's, number one, prioritizing, knowing how to prioritize activities, right? And then taking time out for yourself to even rest. You know, you must put ahead also your mental health, your physical health. That helps you balance all your activities. And then the profession is a wonderful profession. We'll soon be on legal holidays for that matter. Starting from July till September.
That's a whole lot.
Oh yes, so that also gives us the time to relax, you know, to recalibrate, to prepare for the next legal year, you know, and take off a lot of stress. So I have the opportunity professionally, I have the opportunity from my background to just know how to balance things. It's a bit tasking, I must confess.
Even without you saying it, I know it's very, very taxing.
And then I have the non-conventional way of putting it. I have the Holy Spirit also. And then I have workers. I learned early how to delegate.
To delegate roles.
Yes. So I just do more of follow-up, and in delegating, it also gives me the opportunity to build others. A success without a successor is a failure.
That is interesting. We're just getting started on the program. Just one more. It's over almost 2 decades in the industry. How has been your legal experiences? How has it been so far?
Beautiful. Challenging. One thing I love about my profession is the mental challenge. It's all up here. You win or lose issues in the library, in your research. That's where. So I love it because it's the mental debate, it's the mental challenge that is the kicks for me.
All right, let's get the discussion started. Let's start from understanding what fair pricing is in Nigeria. Can you share more light about what fair pricing is in Nigeria? Because most consumers out there do not have a deep understanding, or let me say an ideology of what fair pricing is.
Okay, I'll try to break it down, so that the layman, any average man outside can understand and relate with our discussion this morning. So I would, there are two words there. There's fair, there's price. So let me define what fair is first.
Okay, please go on.
Fair is the act of doing something that a reasonable man, that man on the street, will see as just, as right, and as objective. So it is not, what we call fair is not judged by the high reasoning person. It's judged by the reasonable man, the objective man, the normal man walking on the street, what he will judge as just, right? Now, pricing is the value that you give in exchange for service or for a commodity. So let's put together these two combination as a definition. So fair pricing is, simply put, that price that you pay, that fair, just, that a reasonable man will see as just and reasonable, right? In exchange for either commodities, goods, or for service rendered.
All right, that's a very beautiful
So let's bring it out to Nigeria, right? So a reasonable man in Nigeria, what a reasonable man in Nigeria will see as just and fair.
Okay, that's a very beautiful one. Well, before we move to the next question, looking at the settings of Nigeria with the whole regulatory system, looking at it, an insight, do you think fair pricing is being established?
I'd say yes, I'd say no.
Please bring it on.
Okay. Nigeria is a very dynamic, special country.
We are blessed.
Yes. Oh, yes, we are. We are blessed intellectually, right? So we have the proper framework, the legal framework, the legal backing to ensure that there's fair pricing in Nigeria. We sure do. We have our lawmakers there, that seek to protect consumers and seek to make sure that there is no anti-competitive activities in the market. However, I did say that Nigeria is unique in its own ways. Of course, that's because it's riddled with its own challenges. So yes, there is the legal framework. There are the laws there, that seek to protect the consumer or seeks to regulate good competitive practices. But the issue is, those ones also have their own challenges, because the country itself has its own challenges. So you see a transfer of the country's challenges into fair pricing in Nigeria.
It's just like transferring aggression. Is that?
It's just like if you want to make a pot of soup and from the very beginning you put too much salt, no matter what you do, the end result will be too salty.
That's a very beautiful insight there. And let's look at the legal dynamism. What are the key provisions of Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Act relating it to fair pricing?
Okay. Now, let me first say what led to the FCCPA, right? That is the Federal Competitive and Consumer Protection Act, right? There is the act and there is the commission itself. That was because there were issues in the market, right, that led to the exploitation of consumers. Now, everybody is a consumer. So don't just look at the consumer as the end man product. No, everybody is a consumer. And so the legislature looked at it and said, okay, let's see, let me take your mind back to even a very, very recent scenario. In 2020 February, when it was clear that there was going to be a lockdown during the pandemic.
Yeah, COVID-19.
An item or article that you would just in 2 days before you would get for, let's say, 100 naira, all of a sudden became, yes, right? So, or let's take for instance, importation of fuel products before our refinery started coming back into existence, and then we have the Dangote refinery. The importers of fuel products invariably will determine, of course, the end use price, right? So yes, Nigeria as a country has put laws in place to make sure that there is no anti-competitive practice in the market, and to ensure that consumers' rights are also protected. So that I don't wake up one day and all of a sudden my income or my financial capacity cannot provide basic life amenities for me.
A very brilliant one there. While answering the question earlier on, you made mention that in the market sector there are issues. Can you please address those issues in the market sector?
Okay, first out, inflation. So I did say that the transfer of challenges, the country's challenges into the market. So Nigeria has been battling with constant rise of inflation all through the years. I mean, it just gets higher and higher. And that is the number one factor that affects fair pricing, right? A manufacturer, I like to break it down. A manufacturer in January has projected that he imports his raw materials, he produces, and then he thinks, oh, by the end of January, or by the end of my chain of production, this should be my landing cost. This is what I should sell, my products for, and this is so that I can get money to go back into the market. And between the time he finishes his production and the time he's laying off to the consumer, inflation has hit the country. And so with inflation, your financial capacity dwindles. So you see that he does not have, he's now torn between inflating his own price so that he can match his financial capacity with the inflation. Another problem we have in Nigeria is lack of proper legal framework. Now, the laws are there. Like I did say, we have intelligent lawmakers. But between the passing of the bill and making it into a law and executing it, there is a wide gap. That is where the consumer falls prey. Yes, the laws are there, but who is going to follow me or follow you to the market and ensure that Mrs. A does not sell this mug beyond maybe 500 naira? The execution of the law that is supposed to protect the market and protect the consumer is the main problem. We don't have a proper framework for execution of our laws. In fact, that is the main problem. Aside inflation, aside lack of basic amenities, good roads and all that, the major problem we have is with the legal framework.
Wow, you've spoken so rightly. And looking at what you just said, how do you think, because I believe there is no problem without a solution. So how do you think the federal government can regulate, all these problems, can find a lasting solution to it?
Number one is information. So the law is there, right? Yes, as I don't want to use the word sickly or as bad. Okay, I think bad is better. As bad as our execution, process is, we still have good, like the FCCPC, the commission itself, still does its best, in ensuring that the FCCPA is well executed. And then you have the courts there. But the number one problem is that the consumers themselves, are they even informed? Do they know their rights? Do they know the ways to enforce their rights? The marketers, because it's a two-way thing, the marketers and the consumers, right? So the marketers too, are they aware, are they well informed that they have a right? And they also have, with rights, of course, comes liabilities, right? So where my right stops is where my liability starts. And where my liability stops is where my right begins, right? So information is key. How many consumers out there are well informed that there is actually a legal framework available for them to protect their rights? So the first thing is informing the consumers. And I did say everybody is a consumer.
Everybody, yeah.
Yes, everybody. And informing the market itself to know that, yes, you have the legal backing to make sure that your rights are not infringed.
Oh, that's a very beautiful one. Now, still on the legal mandate, what does the FCCPA define fair pricing? And being realistic, is the policy effective in Nigeria?
To a large extent, it is, in spite of all the challenges we have.
Please, I want us to be realistic here. On
Okay,
what percent?
let
How
me.
many? On what percent? Is it on the 80 or?
I'd say 65, 70.
Wow.
Let me buttress that. Or let me explain that. Let's take, for instance, the cement industry. There is. I think started in 2019, as far back as 2019, 2020, even 2023. You know, cement is a basic necessity because infrastructure is basic, right? So I think it was the chairman of BOA group of companies that actually fought for the price of, I once bought a bag of cement for 13,000 naira. 13. Meanwhile, I could have gotten it for as low as 3,500. So what happened between the producer and me, the consumer? So what FCCPC is trying to do is to make sure that that middleman process that hikes the price and makes price unfair to me, the final consumer, is well taken care of. In fact, that is the major goal of FCCPC, and I do give them thumbs up. They've done a lot. Of course, there is still room for improvement, you know, but they really have done a lot. But like I said, how many people are informed?
Okay, still on that information, I believe information is key.
Oh, yes.
And information is vital.
Oh, yes.
The government, the bodies that are regulated around the fair pricing, I know they are trying, reference to information, doing a lot of awareness, social media awareness and all of that. How can they be more keen, in the reference whereby information will reach out to people who are meant to get? Because I believe that, like you said earlier, the information is not spreaded enough.
Yes, but how many of us, everybody has a phone. Okay, let me say not everybody, 80% of the population has a phone. How many of us use our phone properly? Because the information is right there for you. Right? And then you have regulatory bodies that you can, and their doors are always open. You can walk into the office and lay your complaints. But sometimes, even we, the consumers, that our rights are being protected, we are a little bit lazy. I like that.
Is lazy the word? Because is lazy the word?
Yes, you're like,
or we give up too easily.
Exactly. that's inclusive. Where's the time to go to SCCPC? Who is going to? But if you go there, they will attend to you. Oh yes, they will attend to you. So sometimes it's also we, the receiving party, that actually don't do much. But I can assure you, your rights, you have rights as consumers. You have, and your rights are legally protected. Yes, the extreme part is going to court, and of course litigation is another tasking process in this country, right? But that's why we call it the long arm of the law. We definitely protect your rights. Definitely.
That's an insightful one. If you were just joining us, this is a Consumer Watchdog on ConsumerHallaTV, and on this program we are discussing about fair pricing, and we have Mrs. Oluwatoyin Okeni. She is a barrister, almost 2 decades in the law industry. That's a whole lot, I must say, and she's enlightening us more about fair pricing in Nigeria. And now let's lead to this discussion, because I've wanted to ask you, because I've been having this in mind, and I just have to point out to you that you're on the program. Do you think FCCPA has helped Nigerians to attain fair pricing in any scenario at all?
It has. To a large extent.
Please, I would want you to, can you cite an example?
Okay, it has helped to curb, for instance, monopoly. Right? I said to a large extent, I didn't say all the way. So there is still that percentage that is still out there, right? Fine. But to a very large extent, it has helped to curb monopoly. It has helped to curb price gouging, where 2 or 3 individuals, hefty individuals or group of companies or political might can just come together and decide this is the price of a particular thing. The funny thing is they're not even part of the production chain, right? So what FCCPA does is to totally prevent that from happening. So they go into the market, they carry out their own investigation activities. How often they do that, don't question me on that, please.
Okay. I was just about going there, and I would not mind
but they
if you say something about it.
They do that, right? Go into the market, carry out the investigation activities, and actually go after those that want to instill fair price gouging or unfair pricing. So yes, I would say FCCPA is doing a good job.
You're just like a man seer, and because you just mentioned unfair pricing right now. So what are the implications of unfair pricing to all the business owners out there?
Number one, it erodes the consumer the opportunity of an average fair livelihood, because unfair pricing is just of course the exact opposite of fair pricing. So the average man cannot afford, goods and services that are even basic for him. Now let me give you an example.
Please go on.
Of the effects of FCCPA. Let's look at Lagos State, for instance. There was a time landlords could just, decide, I want to, my rent is 5 million naira for a place that shouldn't even go more than 1,500,000. No basic amenities, no good roads, even the property itself is dilapidating. But the Lagos State government got up and said, no, landlords cannot habitually just impose rent on tenants. So the law is there. How many tenants take advantage of it? Do you know, as a tenant, you can actually sue your landlord for arbitrarily just increasing your rent?
That means in Nigeria, that means you're ready
yes, in Nigeria.
That means you're ready to leave the house.
No, the law protects you. That's one of the consumer rights I'm talking about under unfair pricing. A landlord cannot just, because landlord-tenant relationship is actually a contract. Both of you, there must be a consensus addendum, an agreement of the mind. So the landlord cannot just come and just increase his rent arbitrarily without you agreeing to it. And here in Nigeria, it is applicable, it is enforceable, let me use that word, even here in Nigeria. Yes.
And what measures have you taken that this is...
the courts are there. The courts, the basic role of the court is to make sure that your rights are protected and not infringed on. And when infringed on, you get damages. The courts are there. The regulatory body is there. The Ministry of Justice has different arms. In fact, another popular one is the land grabbing. Everybody knows the land grabbing because yes. So you don't need to go to court to get your right as a consumer protected. You don't need to get to court to get your right as you get a commodity, or you buy a commodity that is hazardous to your health. You have your rights protected. But the issue is this, like I did say, how many consumers are even well informed? And those that are well informed, are they even not too lazy to make sure that their rights are really protected?
All right, then, as a consumer, you have a voice, you have a right.
Sure do have a
And it's a pleasure having Mrs. Barrister Oluwatoyin Okene on the program. Let's go on a short break. It's still Consumer Watchdog on ConsumerHallaTV. We'll be right back.
All right, my name is Peters, and I am a product manager. So this is a very innovative idea, and first off, everybody is a consumer, and so this is the voice of the consumer, and this is the voice that is going to be heard. For the first time, the consumers in this country are going to be able to express their ideas and to get to know your rights, to know what belongs to you. And it's going to change a lot of branding. It's going to change a lot of things, because everybody knows that we're not just getting things out for the consumers. The consumers have a right to accept. You know, as they say, the customer is always right. So the customer is the consumer, and the consumer is always right. So, you know, when there is control, when there is feedback, there is bound to be change. So so I said, I'm a product manager. When you develop products, sometimes you believe you know what the users want, and through different kinds of surveys. But when the users actually get the product, they can tell you their mind, how the product is, their feeling about the product. So it's good to definitely change how products are being designed, how services are being given to people, because you can get a feedback, and that feedback can make or mar a company, you know, and everybody wants to have good feedback. So it's definitely going to change the behavior of people that make products. One very good thing is information. Information is power. So the consumer is going to get way more powerful. The voice of the consumer will be heard, the opinions of the consumers will be heard, and that opinion will shape how products and services will be made in this country going forward. Be on the lookout. You are now in charge. Several things coming your way through this station. I'm very excited about it. The things he's already brought out, and there will be many more things. But the bottom line, the consumer is now in the driver's seat. So ConsumerHallaTV, thank you for this innovative work. You're going to keep evolving, and just follow the consumers. The consumers will lead you to what they want, and that's how it's supposed to be, always. You're going to have different types of consumers, and they're going to pander to the different needs, but you are going to be making consumers very, very powerful. So thumbs up, keep up the good work. My name is Peters.
Welcome back from that short break. This is Consumer Watchdog on ConsumerHallaTV, and this is where we advocate for consumer protection and interest. And on the program, we have a barrister, a woman, a combination of beauty and brain, I must say, barrister Oluwatoyin Okene on the program. Still talking on fair pricing in Nigeria. So let's get it started. I would want you to state the role of FCCPC and FCCPA, because a lot of people have complications about this, thinking these two, you know, perform same functions or perform same role.
FCCPA is the law. FCCPC is a regulatory body that executes the law. All right. So it's the law is the PA. So the A there means act, right, and the C there means commission. So one is the law, one is the regulatory body that enforces the law.
Okay. Now let's be realistic here. Welcome to Nigeria, where everything and anything goes. In our kind of environment, how does fair pricing work with the rate of high inflation? You know, a lot of things, coupled with the fact of the factors that surround the economy.
Well, in spite of the challenges we have in Nigeria, so what FCCPC does is to ensure that in spite of all these challenges, let's take one of the major ones, inflation. In spite of that, there is still fair pricing in Nigeria. So fair pricing is a combination of different factors put together. All right? But what FCCPC ensures is that pricing in Nigeria is regulated by the law of supply and demand. That's it.
So let's look at FCCPA now. What is their challenge to unfair pricing in Nigeria?
FCCPA doesn't really have a challenge. That's the law. That's the law that makes sure that there is no that provides against anti-competitive practices in the market. Okay, FCCP seems a little bit it seems hard, for what is even FCC? What are they talking about? Let me take for instance the tenancy law. So that comes on better, right?
That comes on better.
So the tenancy law is the law that regulates tenancy in Lagos State. So the Lagos State tenancy law regulates tenancy in Lagos State, right? That ensures that the rights and liabilities of the landlord are protected and the rights and liabilities of the tenant are also protected, right? Same thing with the FCCPC. So FCCPC is a federal competitive and consumer protection commission, right? But the FCCPA is what gives them the legal framework, the legal rights to carry out their work. That's all.
Okay, still on the standpoint of this landlord, landlady, and tenant brouhaha.
I like that because
we need to talk about it on the program. On what right do you think consumers, tenants, and what right preference can they stand on before they take, landlord or their landlady?
This landlady thing is a perfect example that can easily explain the FCCPC and the provisions of the FCCP. I said something, everybody is a consumer. So both the landlord and the tenants, they're both consumers. So we are talking about an average responsible landlord that also takes care of his or her building, right? And make sure that it is in a good tenantable condition. So if I need to renovate my property now, yes, I built it 20 years ago. The cost of construction 20 years ago is not the same as it is today. That's good. So I need to renovate my property or carry out some repairs. The cost of repair today is not determined by the cost of construction 20 years ago. So I'm still going to buy cement at today's price. I'm still going to buy sand, water, and all that at today's price. So at the end of that, right, I put that into consideration. I look at my interest. Now that's where FCCPC comes in to ensure that my interest is not unfair to the consumer. So FCCPC does not impose price, does not fix price. What it does is to ensure that market is regulated by supply and demand. Now, that can be a little bit tricky because
in what?
Basic economics regulation of supply and demand, they hire the supply, they hire the supply, they lower the price. They hire the demand, they hire the price. You get it? So if you bring in the law of economics of supply and demand, properly so called, you see that FCCPC still has a lot to do to make sure that consumers' rights are protected. So let's look at they higher the demand, they higher the price. So the fact that there are more consumers demanding for a product, does it give the manufacturer or the marketers the right to just hike prices and say, oh, the higher the demand, the higher the price? No. That's where FCCPC comes in. That yes, demand can be on the high rise, but that does not mean that you now impose unfair pricing, saying that if you don't buy it, Mr. B will buy it. So you are taking undue advantage of the high demand to exploit Mr. A. No, that's what FCCPC stands against. And that's what the Act stands against, to ensure that everybody is well protected. And whatever price, irrespective of factors that are in play, is fair to the reasonable man.
All right, that's very beautiful and insightful. Please, listeners at home, you can be part of the conversation this beautiful morning by calling the studio line that is running on your screen. Okay, we have a call already. Okay, we lost that call. Please do well to call back and be a partaker of the conversation. Still, while answering the question the other time, in your reference, you said FCCPC has a whole lot to do. In that context, a whole lot to do. What are the necessary measures that FCCPC... Okay, we have a call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning. What is your name and where are you calling from? I said, what is your name and where are you calling from? Oh, Mrs. Brown from Ikoto, it's a pleasure to have you on the program. Okay, please go ahead. Barrister is listening. Sorry, Mrs. Brown, please, can you be audible a bit?
That's fine.
Please go on. Mrs. Brown, I was hearing you, but when it got to the center point of the question, I lost it there. Please, can you be more audible? Okay.
Okay.
All right.
No, thank you for that question.
Thank you for that question, Mrs. Brown. Thank you.
Your landlord cannot arbitrarily just ask you to vacate your apartment.
Because that's
just
most people's fears.
Yes. Now, the law also provides for how a landlord can vacate it, can eject a tenant. There are statutory notices, what is commonly known as quit notice, 7 days. So, except those notices are issued to the tenant, you can't just eject a tenant. So if a landlord arbitrarily just increases rents, now unfair pricing, right, and the tenant writes to the landlord refuses to negotiate the rent, right, then the tenant's end action is to go to court for his own protection. Now, when he gets to court, the landlord cannot now turn around and say, okay, you brought me to court, then you must leave my house. Yes, we know that it is your house, but then the law also provides the way you can eject a tenant. You must serve statutory notices.
But we have some landlords out there that they are always keen that no, you can't tell me what to do. I built my house with my money and no government can tell me what to do.
That is where FCCPC comes in. No, really, that's where FCCPC comes in. We are not saying you cannot increase your rent. Put into consideration inflation, and all that things. Yes, but your increase must be fair. That the major thing is fair pricing. The increase must be fair. That a reasonable man out there will see it as just. Like I said, I was talking about something before Mrs. Brown's call came in. I renovate my property, right? The cost of renovation is at the current price of the materials I am using. That does not, in fact, you see, this landlord-tenant thing is the best. The most painful one is when government spends its own money or taxpayers' money to tar the road, and then the landlord now comes and says because the road to is tarred, and then he hikes.
It happens a lot. We see a lot of it.
That is unfair pricing. That's what we're talking about. That's where FCCPC comes in. That's where the law comes in, that you cannot just arbitrarily just impose your price that is unfair to the consumer.
Oh, that's a very beautiful.
So I hope Mrs. Brown, we answered
Of
your
course.
question and that we laid your fears to rest, that your landlord cannot just eject you from his house simply because you were protecting your rights.
Okay, still gaining a very big stand on my platform. I was just about asking a question before the call of Mrs. Brown came in the other time. I was asking you the question. While answering the question the other time, you said SCCPC has a whole lot to do. What measures can SCCPC do to make sure they meet up with the whole lot they have to do and make sure everything is right?
They need to work with consumer groups, activity groups, marketing groups, because before they can really do anything, they need to carry out investigative activities to know what's going on in the market. They need to go into the market, right? And they need manpower, for instance, and they even need to educate the public. They need to educate the consumer. So they have a lot, from educating to carry out their investigating activities to ensuring that the rights of consumers are protected. Yes, it's actually a lot.
Okay, there's something I'm holding on to. Say when you said SCCPC has to go into the market, just like how Christ said, go into the world. So they have to go into the market and do the needful.
Their job is not to sit behind the desk in offices and just cross their legs. No.
So SCCPC watching me right now, Jesus said, go into the world. So go into the market and do the needful.
And do your work.
It's been insightful on the program, and due to time frame, I guess we have to round things up right now. But before we go, let's have your concluding remark. And I also believe that this program is not ending here, especially on this consumer fair price. We have to bring you back because there is even a lot of powered questions here that I've not even asked you. Yes. So let's have your parting shot.
I'll say to every consumer out there, get informed. Know that you have rights and that your rights are actually legally protected, and don't be too fearful or lazy or shy to make sure that your rights are protected. Okay, you want to take this?
No, because of time. Maybe next time we have to call. Please go on. Please
I think you should just take the
Hello?
probably to.
Hello, are you there? Good morning. Okay, please, can you be audible? Can you be more loud? Oh, okay, Hannah, it's nice to have you on the program. Good morning. Okay, if I to get the question, Miss Anna, you and your friend, you live together in an apartment. Oh, you and your boyfriend, okay, you live together in an apartment, and your boyfriend is no more in that apartment with you, right? And you've paid the house rent. Okay. Oh, now I get it. The boyfriend went to rent an apartment and she has already paid.
Let me do a quick answer to you.
Okay.
I like the B part of your question, that you have issues with the property, so just move out and get another place. Or wait for your rent to expire and then move out and get another place.
She said the boyfriend has rented another apartment.
Then you rent your own apartment. Or that's a wait for these rents to expire and then move out.
It's going to be like a double, expense. That's
why. Wait for the rent that you've paid to expire and then get another place. She does not need to move out immediately. She's paid rent, right? So she should wait for that rent to expire and get an alternative accommodation.
1 year is a long, time.
Well, back to fair pricing and FCCPC.
Let's have your part in short.
I'm going to address the consumers right now, right? To know that you have rights that are being legally protected, and you have a voice, right? And you have a right to fair pricing, and you have legal frameworks that are there to ensure that your rights are protected and not infringed upon. And even when infringed upon, you have opportunities to have your rights being addressed.
All right, so that's a very beautiful and fantastic one, Miss Barrister Mrs. Oluwatoyin Okene. I'm very sure next time when we call you, of course, you respond to our call. It's such a pleasure to have you on the program. I enjoyed myself, and I'm very sure a lot of listeners out there enjoyed themselves so well. And now we have to come to the end of the program, Consumer Watchdog, another beautiful edition of Consumer Watchdog, over back, same time and same station. And next week, I am Ire Ayomikuleke. Please do well to enjoy the rest of your day and stay tuned at ConsumerHallaTV. And please don't forget that you as a consumer, you have rights.
Alright, my name is Korede Peters and I am a product manager. So this is a very innovative idea, and first off, everybody is a consumer. And so this is the voice of the consumer. And this is a voice that is going to be heard. For the first time, the consumers in this country are going to be able to express their ideas and to get to know your rights, to know what belongs to you. And it's going to change a lot of branding. It's going to change a lot of things, because everybody knows that we're not just getting things out for the consumers. The consumers have a right to accept. As they say, the customer is always right. So the customer is the consumer, and the consumer is always right. So, when there is control, when there is feedback, there is bound to be change. So so I said, I'm a product manager. When you develop products, sometimes you believe you know what the users want, and through different kinds of surveys. But when the users actually get the product, they can tell you their mind, how the product is, their feeling about the product. So it's good to definitely change how products are being designed, how services are being given to people, because you can get a feedback, and that feedback can make or mar a company, and everybody wants to have good feedback. So it's definitely going to change the behavior of people that make products. One very good thing is information. Information is power. So the consumer is going to get way more powerful. The voice of the consumer will be heard, the opinions of the consumers will be heard, and that opinion will shape how products and services will be made in this country going forward. Be on the lookout. You are now in charge. Several things coming your way through this station.
Mission, right to fair pricing, right to return goods, right to product labeling, right to fair dealings, and a lot more. Well then, have you heard about the new media channel?
ConsumerHallaTV.
ConsumerHallaTV. ConsumerHallaTV.
At ConsumerHallaTV, our goal is to inform and educate consumers in Nigeria with insightful news alongside development within the fast-paced world of consumers through well-researched, specialized, and analytical content.
Our vision at ConsumerHallaTV is to create an engaging platform that provides right connections for meaningful brands in Nigeria, thus creating a more caring world for consumers where business thrive. And guess what? Our Consumer Halla brand is the first consumer complaint resolution portal in Nigeria, powered by a 72-hour feedback mechanism. We offer consumer advocacy, informative talk shows, branding promotions, advertising, and a lot more. Connect with us via our YouTube channel at ConsumerHallaTV. Follow us on our Facebook page, ConsumerHallaTV, our Instagram page, ConsumerHallaTV, and do also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscription is free. ConsumerHallaTV. At ConsumerHallaTV, you deserve to be heard. At ConsumerHallaTV, you deserve to be heard. The Nigeria Labour Congress has issued a 7-day ultimatum to the federal government to refund the allegedly diverted workers' fund from the Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund. In a communique issued at the end of the NLC Central Working Committee meeting held in Abuja on Wednesday, the Congress condemned what it called the diversion of 40% of workers' contributions from the NSITF to the national coffers, describing it as a violation of the NSITF Act and assault on workers' social protection rights. The communique reads, and I quote, "The CWC expressed outrage at the ongoing assault on workers' social protection rights through the federal government's diversion of 40% of workers' contribution to the national coffers as revenue in flagrant violation of the statute establishing the NSITF. The CWC wants that this action represents a direct attack on workers' rights and resources and the principle of tripartite governance enshrined in international labor standard. The Congress affirmed that the NSITF belongs to the Nigerian working class and will mobilize all legitimate means to ensure workers' interests are protected. Still talking about the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC has urged the federal government to end the importation of crude oil for the Dangote Petroleum Refinery and prioritize selling the commodity to the facility in Naira. Speaking during the tour of the refinery and Dangote Fertilizer Limited, the chairman of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Lagos State Chapter Fumi Sesi, praised the massive scale and strategic significance of the Dangote's group investment, stating that the projects are delivering tangible benefit to the Nigerian people. Flashing its back, remember, in a statement on Tuesday, the Dangote Group quoted the NLC as making a direct appeal to the federal government to prioritize the scale of crude oil to the Dangote refinery in Naira. The union argued that forcing the company to import crude or purchase locally in dollars undermines the promise of lower fuel prices for ordinary Nigerians. The NLC union stressed that sourcing crude locally in local currency would significantly lower operational costs and by extension lead to a more sustainable reduction in fuel prices. Let's move away from the NLC now. This minute, the Minister of Marine Tola has vowed to drastically reduce Nigeria's dependence on fish imports by boosting local production through aquaculture development, improving artisan fishing method, and expanding fish farming clusters. Adigboyega Oyetola spoke as unveiled initiatives to equip youth and women with the skills and resources to take leading roles in the marine economy yesterday, said in a statement that we cannot continue to import what we can produce locally. The minister also pledged to expand youth and women's participation in the sector, stressing that inclusive growth is vital for success. The minister noted that Nigeria is on the right path to unlocking the immense economic opportunities of its oceans, seas, rivers, and coastal resources following the recent approval of the National Policy on Marine and Blue Economy by the Federal Executive Council. And right about now, let's move to the FCT, the Federal Capital Territory. Now, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has now declared that his administration has implemented bold and difficult reforms that have dismantled long-standing distortions in Nigeria's economy and restored policy credibility. The President stated this during his presentation at Wednesday Federal Executive Council Cabinet meeting. The reforms which were started on the assumption of office include the removal of fuel subsidy and the removal of the dual exchange rate policy, which the administration said has led to stability in the economy. The President also thanked members of the Federal Executive Council for their unwavering commitment, resilience, and hard work in supporting the administration's reform agenda, saying these reforms have, among others, enhanced economic resilience, restored macroeconomic stability, creating a transparent and competitive business environment, and bolstered investor confidence. We move away from the FCT now. Let's cross over to the federal government. The federal government has unveiled a new national skills program designed to connect 20 million young Nigerians to employment training and entrepreneurship opportunities by 2030, with women expected to make up at least 60% of beneficiaries. The Vice President Kashim Shettima, who assumed chairmanship of the Reactivated Generation Unlimited Nigerian Board, announced the initiative during the board's inaugural meeting in Abuja yesterday. The meeting, which coincided with International Youth Day 2025, was themed Youth Innovation for a Sustainable Future. The Vice President described Nigeria's youthful population as the nation's superpowering a rapidly aging world, warning that the country faced a trilemma of youth exclusion, disconnected training, and inadequate learning infrastructure. The Vice President also said that all training would align with the National Skills Qualification Framework to give young Nigerians both employable skills and globally recognized credentials, stating that we owe young Nigerians job, hope, and prove that their country believes in them enough to invest in their success. Right away from the federal government matters, let's talk safety matters this minute. In its effort to sweep away counterfeit products, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control NAFDAC has issued an urgent warning to the public following the discovery of large quantities of expired insecticide being unlawfully circulated in Nigeria, highlighting the health implications alongside. According to Public Alert number 025/2025, the affected product is the Lara Force Silarutine 2.5% 1 liter, an agricultural and pest control formulation containing the synthetic chemical, which originally expires on March 7th, 2023. Now the Ford revealed that 5,000 cartons of the expired insecticide were illegal auctions to various third-party buyers. The agency warned as well that the shelf life of this product typically ranged from 2 to 3 years, depending on storage conditions, and that its use after expiry poses serious hazards, and stressed that the potential risk include reduced effectiveness due to degraded active ingredients, which could lead to poor pest control and encourage resistance in target pests. The regulatory agencies thereby urging healthcare professionals, farmers, and the general public to be vigilant and report any suspected sales of substandard or falsified agrochemical products. It stated that reports can be made at the nearest NAFDAC office or by emailing sf.alert@nafdac.government.ng. Away from the NAFDAC, now let's talk about the World Bank. The World Bank has stated that 25% of Nigerians without bank accounts have highlighted trust issues and high charges as barriers to their involvement in the formal financial system. This was indicated in the latest Global Findex Database 2025 published by the World Bank, which provides insight into financial inclusion, digital payments, savings, and borrowing behaviors across various economies. The report listed the fees to include those for opening and maintaining an account, such as those paid monthly, as well as costs for transactions such as checking balances, making withdrawals, and sending money. It also indicated that 63% of adults in Nigeria have a financial account as of 2024, compared to 45% in 2022. According to the report around the world, people increasingly have financial accounts, though nearly half of the adults lacked such accounts in 2011 and 26% did in 2021. The number had fallen to just 21% in 2024. Despite this progression now, 1.3 billion adults worldwide still lack financial accounts, and adults are unable to benefit directly from the formal financial system. Let's move over to education matters now. The federal government has approved the establishment of 9 new private universities across the country. The Minister of Education, Dr. Tuja Lause, announced the approval on Wednesday while briefing State House correspondent after the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Abuja. The minister said the newly approved institutions at Tazkia University in Kaduna State, Leadership University in Abuja, Jimo Babalola University in Kwara State there, Bridges University in Imo State, Greenland University, Chigawa State, Jeffap University in Niger State, Hazian Vada University in Imo State, Unique Open University in Lagos State, and American Open University in Ogun State. Still on the news line, Tunji Lausa disclosed that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration inherited a 551 pending requests for the establishment of tertiary institutions, which were subjected to stricter approval guidelines. This is said reduced the list to 79 active applications, out of which 9 were cleared on Wednesday. The minister also explained that many of the approved universities had been awaiting accreditation for over 6 years, with their promoters having already built campuses and invested billions of naira. Furthermore, the minister added that the federal government had placed a moratorium on new applications for private universities, polytechnics, alongside with the colleges of education, except those meeting the new operational standards. Now let's head back here in Lagos State. The Lagos State House of Assembly has disclosed that the new tenancy bill of the House aims to protect tenants against exploitation by estate agents. The statement was said by Mr. Stephen Ogundipe, the chairman of the House Committee on Information, during an interview with the News Agency of Nigeria yesterday in the state. According to the report, the House had on Wednesday organized a public hearing on the bill, where the chairman said the bill contained provisions designed to reduce the financial burden on accommodation seekers in the state. Mr. Ogundipe also added that the bill was a direct response to public complaints regarding high fees charged by agents. He also expressed optimism that the bill would foster harmony in landlord-tenant relations and stimulate real estate investment in the state. And now let's move away from Lagos State and let's add to business updates now on business news. Nigeria compressed natural gas sector has attracted at least $980 million in private investment over the past 18 months, with the number of CNG dosing stations increasing from 7 to 350. This announcement was made by Michael Oluwagbemi, Program Director of the Presidential CNG Initiative, at the launch of the Nasani Portland CNG dosing station and training center. Michael Oluwagbemi highlighted the number of converted vehicles surged from 4,000 to 100,000. He also credited the private sector, including major companies like Bua and the Nigerian bottling company NBC, for investing over 720 billion naira in acquiring CNG trucks and building dosing stations. Meanwhile, the BCNGI supported its growth by offering conversion incentives such as discounted conversion kits to transport unions, and the program director noted the rapid expansion of the CNG infrastructure, stating that the number of conversion centers has grown from 7 to over 350 in just 12 months. We are still talking business news. Thank you so much for being there. This is Midday News on ConsumerHallaTV. A few hours before the takeoff of Dangote Petroleum Refinery's direct fuel distribution scheme, marketers and tanker drivers said they had met with the company amid fears that they might be sent out of business. According to multiple reports, the refinery was scheduled to start its direct fuel distribution today, having received some of the 4,000 compressed natural gas-powered trucks needed for the plan. However, Dangote's announcement of the direct fuel distribution program had sent shivers down the spines of tanker drivers and members of the Natural Gas and Oil Suppliers Association of Nigeria over fear that they might lose their livelihoods. In reaction to this report, the Natural Oil and Gas Suppliers Association of Nigeria warned The refinery plans to bypass existing distribution channels and supply refined petroleum products directly to end users and will lead to nationwide disruption, long-term product scarcity, and the collapse of existing supply networks. However, in a recent development, tanker drivers and the petroleum product supplier told newsmen on Wednesday that they recently met with the Dangote Group in a bid to collaborate, and the National Publicity Secretary of the Nugasa, Chinedu Ukadike, said both Dangote and the association have agreed to work together through the existing distribution channels. They said the fear of job losses had been allayed as the refinery assured them that fuel would be sold to bulk buyers for onward distribution to end users. We've come to the end of the midday news on ConsumerHallaTV. Good afternoon. Please stay with us for more news updates. I am Ire Ayomikole Eke. Bye for now.
Hey there, do you know in the world today, everyone is a consumer, and as consumers, we all have the right to be heard.
In Nigeria today, as a consumer, you have all right to product information, right to fair pricing, right to return goods, right to product labeling, right to fair dealings, and a lot more. Well then, have you heard about the new media channel?
ConsumerHallaTV.
ConsumerHallaTV. ConsumerHallaTV.
At ConsumerHallaTV, our goal is to inform and educate consumers in Nigeria with insightful news alongside development within the fast-paced world of consumers through well-researched, specialized, and analytical content.
Our vision at ConsumerHallaTV is to create an engaging platform that provides right connections for meaningful brands in Nigeria, thus creating a more caring world for consumers where business thrive. And guess what? Our ConsumerHalla brand is the first consumer complaint resolution portal in Nigeria, powered by a 72-hour feedback mechanism. We offer consumer advocacy, informative talk shows, branding promotions, advertising, and a lot more. Connect with us via our YouTube channel at ConsumerHallaTV. Follow us on our Facebook page, ConsumerHallaTV, our Instagram page, ConsumerHallaTV, and do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscription is free. ConsumerHallaTV. At ConsumerHallaTV, you deserve to be heard. At ConsumerHallaTV, you deserve to be heard.
This is ConsumerHallaTV, and you're welcome to another beautiful market series of In the Marketplace. Yes, in the marketplace. What exactly happened in the marketplace that people really do not talk about? What is so special about a particular market? And yeah, we'll be exploring different major markets in Nigeria. What are the pain, the struggles? What are the laughter? What are the memorable things that people, the traders and customers do not talk about? What exactly happened in the marketplace that people do not talk about and you do not know about? I am Elizabeth Abefe, and I'm live here at Ojuwoye Market. Yes, Ojuwoye Market is a vibrant hub for commerce in Mushin, Lagos. This market is known for diverse goods and services for traders and customers. But then, what is so special about this particular market that people do not talk about or people do not know of? Let's go find out concerning the stories of people. Let's go.
Morning.
What is your name, ma?
My name is Alhaja Mufliat Abimbola Adebumi.
Okay, who are you in Ojuwoye Market?
I'm the Yaloja of Ojuwoye Market. At the same time, Yaloja General Ojuolo Ojuwoye SCDA.
So for how long have you been Yaloja?
For about 20 years.
20 years?
Yes.
Can you walk us through a little journey of Ojuwoye Market? Can you tell us a little history of this market?
the history is not far-fetched, but being Ojuoye market, it is you understand that in the olden days, where the king, I mean the Oba, is the seat of the Oba, is the throne, I mean not the throne, where anywhere where the house of the Oba is in the olden days, usually there will be a market around that place. So in the olden days, people are selling in the front and back and beside the palace, where the palace is. So so that's how it was started. So later, this community, the native of Ojuoye, later built a market for the community, and that is the Mushin main market, not Ojuoye market. Mushin main market, they aside some area for market, and they call Mushin market. They usually call that one. In the olden days as well, for Mushin market, they used to patronize it 5 days. Not every day market, it's 5 days market. Those people that brought some goods from the nearby, they usually come, they came in a day before the market day. So we call that one Anole Mushin. Anole Mushin. And you know, we are the red market. There is no house, no anything there. Just a field for the market. So it is here, Ojuoye, that people are staying. So they just come and put some markets around the palace of Oba, and they will sleep there. Some of them will sleep there. Some will bring their markets in the morning. But for those who want to quickly go to the markets very early, they will come a day before, and they will stay in the around palace, sleeping there. So they call Ojuoye Anole Mushin. So
Ojuoye itself now is Anole Mushin.
In the olden days, and as well, those who are selling meat, pepper, okra, some little things that people are used to buy, they were selling around the palace every day. So after all said and done, it was metamorphosed to the provision market, whereby Mushin market was stand alone and Ojuoye market stand as well.
So the name Ojuoye, does it have any history behind the name?
It has. It is the native of Ojuoye that will tell you. I cannot tell you this. Well, I'm a native of Ojuoye as well, but I cannot tell you like that.
Okay, what role does Iyoloja perform in the market? What is the role of Iyoloja in the market?
Iyoloja oversee the market. We used to settle routes. We used to see that the market is in good condition, and see that people in the market are doing the environmental sanitation, seeing that there's no rancor in the market. So those are
So what time does this market open and close?
normally open as early as 7, and it is closed anytime. But when Governor Tinubu was in Lagos State, he mandates every Lagosian that all markets in the state should close by 6. But people has fault it now.
So is it a everyday market?
It's now, I've told you, it's now everyday market. Even the motion that is 5 days safe, it's now motion market. Those are in the olden days that they were patronizing the market 5 days.
So what challenges do you face as a leader in the market? When I enter this market, I saw it's a very, very big market. How do you cope? How do you maintain the traders here?
Well, with the help of Almighty Allah, they are managing to manage the markets by as I've told you, the Aloja used to see the overseer of the whole market. In respect of environmental sanitation, respect of night guards, respect of settle the rift, see that there is no adulterated goods bringing in the market. So many things like that.
So what is the most memorable thing you can remember concerning this Ojuwoye market? That you know, this particular thing is a very, very memorable, unforgettable thing. Can never forget.
It is when the area boys is troubling us in the market. They went to an extent of going to the National Union of Road Transport Workers. They enter into the market, they want to be collecting money. Even they are collecting money. Then I didn't take it lightly with them. So I said, no, that cannot happen. Because we, the marketers, we didn't go to the main road and collect money. How can you come inside market and be collecting money? No, I will not take it. And I didn't take it as well. So, at the end of the day, they took me to, anyway, they brought summons. They took me to court. By God's grace, and I win them in the court of law. So I can never forget that one.
So what keeps you going in this market? What keeps you going that, oh, I'm a leader, I'm going to achieve or overcome all challenges? What keeps you going? What keeps you going? What motivates you?
Because I'm saying truth. And I don't take side whenever it comes to settle rift for the marketers. Be you Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, whatever I will just say how the matter is.
So has there been any time that they brought a particular issue for you to sort out and it was very, very difficult? How were you able to overcome that?
No.
Okay. So then how do you help the traders in terms of difficulties? How do the authorities help the traders here in Ojuwoye?
That is one of it. You've seen this now, that someone brought a piece of owing money. So the case they brought is beyond the ideology, because it has taken money since 2 months ago, promised that it will bring goods. It's a representative of Nestle company. So the woman has been buying from him long time. All of a sudden, just collect money and just not show up. So for about 2 months ago, just by luck, stroke of luck, seeing him this day. So then we asked him, how are you going to pay the money? He said, does not know. What do you take the money to? Say one of his brothers.
Overcome that.
By the power of God, I used to. Whenever the matter comes, we say provision selling in this market cover 85% of what we are selling in this market. So it makes it different from other markets.
So if I ask you to describe Ojuwoye market in a word, what will you say about Ojuwoye market?
It's a good market.
Good morning.
What is your name?
My name is Michael.
Okay, for how long have you been selling in Ojuwoye market?
About 10 years now.
So why do you choose Ojuwoye market? Why Ojuwoye market?
It's very fine. Very nice.
So what are the challenges you've experienced so far as a trader here in Ojuwoye market?
Challenges, well, things moving normal, but since we enter into this new administrator, things very, very hard. Nothing is moving. You can get market in a day, sleeping. Everybody, you can look around now. You see so many people are sleeping. There's no market, no money. You can't see money to buy food, buy market. Even if the market that came out, very, very costly. The what we are buying at least 10 naira, 50 naira. Now 80 naira. Very, very unfortunate for the government.
So how do you now overcome it? How do you cope when there's no market? How do you cope?
It's only God intervention. It's only God intervention.
So how do you relate with your customers in the market?
We are doing well. We are patronizing them and they patronizing us. No matter what price you told them, they buying it like that, sell it like that where they are selling.
So what is your relationship with those in a higher authorities here, the leaders of the market? How do they help the traders in the market?
They're helping us very well. They're helping us very well. Don't more. Understand? When especially that time they are closing all Lagos State market. The woman that got the yaloja here, the woman is very, very, try for us. Try for us. Even our own, not even last 5 days, they open our own. But others, it is like a month or 3 weeks before they open their own. But here, it's not 3 up to 5 days.
So what are the security like here? How is this market? How secure is this market?
Kinds of security, nothing there. Nothing else.
What about the lights? How do you guys use lights? How much do you pay for this shop?
This pot up that you see here, very costly. You pay more than 200 in a year for this shop.
Then how do you get the money back? How do you get the market money back since there is no sales? How do you get the money?
That's there what I told you earlier. It's only God intervention is helping us here.
So apart from this shop money, what else do you pay for?
House, right? I'm paying for house. School fees. So many things. Yes. I'm in the other union organization, town union, village union. All this in the money. Yes.
Okay, so in one word, describe Ojuwoye market in one word. How will you describe Ojuwoye market?
Ojuwoye market is a big market. One. It's a mix up with Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa.
Thank you very much, sir. Good morning, ma.
Good morning.
What is your name, ma?
Mrs. Ayola Feyintola Gaba, alias Mamo Kiki.
For how long have you been selling here in Ojuwoye market?
And this is my 13th year.
Why Ojuwoye market?
Yes.
Why do you choose
because
this place?
it's a nearby market. I'm living nearby. So I choose this
So what has been the experience so far as a trader? Walk us through the journey and why you started this business. Walk us through that journey. Tell us a little story.
I'm into business since when I was small. With my mom, I learned trading with my mom. I know buy and sell through my mom. So since then, I have passion for the business. So even when I want to further, I told my mom I want to go into business, and she allowed me. Everybody supported me.
So what?
That is it.
So what are the challenges as a trader? What are the challenges you face every day in the market that you don't tell people, and people do not even know that traders are going through a lot of this, because traders are always putting a smiling face? What are the challenges? Maybe you are buying markets, where you are buying market from, or your market space here. What are the challenges?
There are many challenges, but thank God, the one solution to all challenges is wisdom. When you are into a business for a long time, you know when the challenges comes, you know how to tackle it. There are many challenges in semovita, in spaghetti, in salt, in what else? Let me say everything, sugar, everything. But so far you have wisdom, you know how to tackle it, you know how to face it. And when you know much about your business, when you are deep in the business, you know when the challenges arise, you know what and what to do to face the challenges.
So can you tell us one or two challenges you've encountered so far and how you were able to overcome them?
There are many challenges. I've told you earlier, into Semo, you open the bags, everything will open. In spaghetti, like this one, I opened one pack yesterday. This one, it has opened. What will I do? I'll go and eat it. I'll eat my game. Semo, many, I'll give it out. Look at this salt on the floor. I will give it out. You understand? Because there's nothing I can do. The company doesn't collect it back. There's no feedback in our business. There is no feedback. That is the worst part of it. In this our business, if there is any damages, nobody to report to, nobody to no. We've told them many times, but there is no solution to it, and we keep the game going.
So that means you are the one chasing the risk.
We are the one. There is nothing we can do unless the solution comes tomorrow, but till present, no solution yet. We bear the risk.
So all this your gain now that you said, the gain that you are supposed to see in the market, and you are already experiencing all these challenges. It's either you give it out or you eat it. Now, how do you now cope? How do you see the money back?
And we see the money back. You know, it's not every time. It's not all the time. There are times maybe the machine is faulty. It's a day, one woman came. She bought semovita from me, and she said it has expired. I said, wow. I checked out the remaining one. They are still very far, because all semo, they are 6 months. I said, this is not my. She said, Emma Binuma, ko shodo yin ni mo ti ra.
Are you serious?
I was just laughing. But if you don't know all these tactics, people will take you for granted. And she even came the following day to apologize. So she don't know how to return it where she put it. So I just.
So because she doesn't know she doesn't know how to return it, then she decided to come to your place.
She thought I was a fool.